Hello. I have played Flintlock, Siege of Dawn. There's a demo on Steam. You can play it, or I can be here and tell you a couple things that I took away from playing the game. Number 1, movement and exploration. A big part of Flintlock is its magical movement capabilities. Elevating the player from a Souls-like's normal rolls and hops, this game gives you a magic powder enhanced double jump and explosive roll that can be combined in both combat and exploration. Additionally, your magic fox friend gives you access to magical grapple points for even more exploration possibilities. These all feel fantastic, and in general the world gives you some great opportunities to be clever in combining them to get somewhere. Sometimes, however, that level design couldn't quite keep up. There were several occasions that I reached a ledge or some geometry only to be unceremoniously buffeted off an invisible wall. Still, with crafting resources, notes, and upgrades to collect, it's great news that movement feels this good.
What for?
You'll see. Good. Now try keeping up.
Number 2, world building. Speaking of level design, what I saw of Flintlock gave me a great sense of place and space. Combining magic, knights, early 1800s technology, and Mesopotamian-styled gods should have been a difficult task visually, but everything I saw sold it to me. From our opening in the literal Siege of Dawn to the snow-capped and bandit-filled mountains, the world drew me in, gave me great vistas, and made me want to explore every nook and cranny for views, stories, and secrets. Number 3, writing. I was a little worried about the writing of this game at the start. For all it claims to be a Souls-light, it also clearly pulls from the rebooted God of War narrative playbook. Such aspirations can lead to bitter disappointment if the grasp exceeds the team's reach. In the opening moments, I got hit with so many people's names and unestablished character dynamics that it made me even more worried. As soon as we had our first face-off with a creature straight out of Dark Souls, however, the pace of the storytelling landed at a much more reasonable clip. It gave me time to appreciate character dynamics and dialogue, which was both well-written and well-delivered. Finally, the taste of story I got makes me hope that we are going to get an interesting world full of surprises and excellent detail. Number 4, combat. This is a game about combat, so I would be remiss to not give it some attention. The short version is the combat is different, but satisfying. The long version is that the combat seems to be a fusion of a Souls and a God of War style game. For starters, your equipment is much more God of War action-adventure style. You don't have to worry about your encumbrance affecting your dodges, and you're given a plethora of materials for upgrading your limited set of weapons. The combat itself is more of a mix. You are combining parries, dodges, and interrupts with ordering a companion character and building up a parry meter to remove armor. It took me a bit of time to find my happy place in the middle of this, but once the rhythm of combat clicked, I was very happy with the feel. Finally, any game that mentions Souls must be evaluated for its difficulty. A true Souls-like difficulty might ruin narrative pacing, and fine-tuning difficulty is more art than science. From the 2 hours I played, I found that it had a great balance of a doable main story and challenging side missions. One side boss I found in particular was very difficult. I think I spent 40 minutes dying to this guy, but most importantly, each time, I felt like I could do it if I just got my timing right. This is the key to a Souls-like, making everything feel possible and giving you the sweet satisfaction when you finally do beat the boss.
What do you think all that was about?
I'd say an old duty, fulfilled at last.
Number 5. There's just a lot more than I expected. For a $35 game with pretty graphics, good combat, and some nice exploration, you might think that that was enough. That was certainly my expectation when I started, but the developers had other ideas. There was so much game in this game. In addition to the basic narrative, there were side dungeons, villages to liberate, and even a whole Gwent-style puzzle game. You could spend a lot of time challenging random NPCs to these little puzzle battles, and you can even find coins with special properties out in the world to spice up your game.
Fancy a round of Sebo?
Sure, I'm game.
So those were my thoughts after playing the game. Does this appeal to you? Does Flintlock have more of your attention now or less? Let me know in the comments. Give me a like if you want me to continue making these, game demo reaction things. And subscribe to see more from the channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.